Hello. This is Professor Stephen Hawking. Hi to the members of the Tommy Boyds Forum. This is the Human Zoo. Enjoy. Thank you and good night.
Anyway, back to this. Have you heard of a program that used to be on a radio station some years ago called the Human Zoo, which is a very
I have heard about that.
I thought it was terrible.
Well,
and I should know, because I was not only the host but the creator of this
you weren't, were you?
gigantic, ludicrous...
I've heard a lot of abuse levelled against that show.
Oh, I'm at the front of the queue, mate, to hammer this show. Have you come across those ships carrying nuclear waste? You know, no, you haven't come across them, but you've heard of them.
Not in my recent day-to-day life.
That is what this broadcasting vehicle reminded me of. Sort of dripping, rusting, you know, filthy, lousy, useless, hole below the waterline, dangerous, gigantic things, capable of causing an unbelievable amount of harm and danger everywhere. And this was just, and that's what this radio program was like. All I did was open the phone lines up, and anybody who wanted to come to air could come to air. Just total access.
Just anyone?
Yeah. For hours. And people loved it. Well, a certain type of person loved it. Young people loved it. So lots of people used to tune in, and I think tried to get through, I should say, to the Human Zoo. And one of the reasons that lots of people tried to get through is because it was simply a credential to go to work or to go to college or whatever on the Monday morning and say, yes, I got through, I did it. It didn't matter what you did, and most of it was rubbish. Really, really bad rubbish. But at the same time, some of it was quite moving and quite interesting and poignant. Occasionally something poignant would happen.
He's planted rice in the paddy fields of Thailand. He's seen the sunrise from the summit of Mount Kilimanjaro. He's meditated within the ancient walls of Machu Picchu. He's got a Renault Turbo Sport and a TVR. He's got a huge bank balance. He could go out with any woman in the country. Arnold Schwarzenegger is a close personal friend of his family. He's been invited to the Prime Minister's house for drinks. He's the closest thing on earth to the angel Gabriel. He's Tommy Boyd.
You can probably imagine how much that information annoys the living daylights out of so many younger men. They feel that by the time they've reached my tender age, they won't have achieved as much as I have. It's part of the joy of that information, to be honest with you. 08700 40 50 60. The giggle on the end is the lady we were talking to just before the news. I'm sorry, I missed your name.
Sarah.
Sarah, hi.
The Tommy Boyd radio experiment. It does exactly what it says in the paper.
I smell bacon.
Life's gonna suck when you grow up, when you grow up, when you grow up. Life's gonna suck when you grow up. It sucks pretty bad right now. Life's gonna suck when you grow up, when you grow up, when you grow up. Life's gonna suck when you grow up. It sucks pretty bad right now. Life's gonna suck when you grow up, when you grow up, when you grow up. Life's gonna suck when you grow up, and then you're gonna die. Tommy Boyd.
Yeah, I didn't say that, but it's true. I mean, tell me it ain't so, Joe, but it is. Life is gonna suck, and then you're gonna die, and, you know, that's just how it is. But we can all shelter from the rain in this little doorway known as phone-in radio. 08700 40 50 60 is the number, and we take calls on a Sunday night unscreened. There's a good case for screening calls. There's a good case for phone operators, researchers, producers talking to callers before they go to air in order to help them shape their views and so on and so forth. And that's great phone-in radio. But you get a distorted view of society because everybody seems to be sane and have a good point that's been missed so far in this debate, well thought out. Well, humanity's not like that. We're sharing the planet with a different spectrum of folk. And we get an opportunity to find out just who they are.
This is the way
on a Sunday night.
The cookie crumbles.
Yes, the cookie crumbles.
In this way.
08700 40 50 60. Ash, just quickly before we take our first few calls on screened.
How did I do?
47 out of 100.
So that's 47%. That's grade C.
It's good. Yeah, no. Considering, I would give that a B+ to an A-.
Really?
Oh yes. Well, I mean, you know, random. We've got 25.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
No, less than that, because
What would a monkey get at random?
monkey would have got 23.
Right, so I'm twice as clever as a monkey.
One way of looking at it.
That's good.
It's, yeah, I've got that. 08700 40 50 60. Let's
But
go
which species of monkey? I mean, if it's one of those little tree monkeys, I'm not that impressed. But if it's a 98% genetically identical chimpanzee...
Well, chimpanzees aren't monkeys, but let's not get into that debate.
Oh, you're right.
You knew that. We're apes, we're not monkeys.
Ah. We're primates.
I don't know what the difference is between ape and monkey.
We're a great ape.
Prehensile tails.
We agree, great ape.
We are great. There are 212 species of ape, and we are the 212th.
Wow.
We're the only hairless one.
I didn't know there was that many of them.
Yes. Well, Desmond Morris says so in The Naked Ape.
Well, I don't know if I'd trust that.
Let's go to line 1. Line 1, you're live on Talk Sport. Who have we here?
You love Jimmy Mallet.
Ian. Let's go to line 1. Line 1, you're live on Talk... line 2, you're live on Talk Sport. Good evening. Yep. Line 3, you're live on Talk Sport.
Hello.
Hello.
We're by far the greatest team the world's ever seen, and it's Leicester City. Leicester City FC, Villa Club.
Okay, that's reasonable. You get the idea of it. We get through the lunatic fringe. It takes about 5 minutes, and then we eventually begin to move onwards and upwards.
Let's go straight to line 1 and see who's there. Hi, line 1, you're on the Human Zoo.
The Human Zoo of life on the radio, where Tommy and Ash do their thing, you know, like a miracle. But do you know why we call you all of the time? We love you, Tommy. We love you, Ash. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
ChickenTika.net. On the
Richard Boxall is ready now. Cool, let's go straight to Tulsa and get the very latest on the US Open from Talk Sports' Richard Boxall.
That was a funny phone call, wasn't it?
They all are, mate.
That was very, very weird.
Line 2, you're on the Human Zoo. Good evening.
You love Bob Bubka.
Hey! It's a hot night tonight. Line 1, you're live on the Human Zoo. Hey there.
Burning up and the lights are blue, and I think where to go. If you feel, even if it's fun, and you feel planted, me is the dancing queen, you see orange 17. Does it win? Be the thing who did for me, for you.
Okay, it took a while, ABBA. Yeah, very good.
Bye.
Bye.
We'll take some more calls live, unscreened, and at random. We don't know who's going to be next. We don't know what they're going to do or say. I think because we had the quiz from 10 until a little after 11 o'clock, the lunatic fringe are a little bit pent up and frustrated, which is cool. We'll let them let off steam for a wee while longer, and then see how things settle. If you're going to give a performance, let's have it crisp and aggressive. Let's have it clean and clear. We want to hear what you have to say, no matter how much nonsense it is. If you've got audio, that's great. If you've worked on something during the week, cool. But make sure that we can hear it. We want to hear what you're doing.
Line 6, you're on Talk Sports Human Zoo. Good evening.
Well, Tommy,
Hiya.
this is your number 2 caller.
Okay.
You love Mike Dickens.
Hey, fella. Who's the number 1 there?
08700 40 50 60 is the number. Thanks for the emails there, Ash.
No problem.
Have you been well?
Yeah, I've
Seen
been
you since
alright.
last week.
No, I've had a haircut though.
I know, I didn't say anything.
Did you not like to say?
Well, I saw you with your haircut because you were actually out on the fire escape when I arrived, just getting the air.
Oh, did you see me before I saw you?
No, I didn't know, but I guess you
Oh.
were there because you're usually out on the fire escape taking the air.
Yeah.
Lovely warm air.
Yeah. Because most people say, oh, you've had your haircut, and I say, oh, I know. I have.
Mm.
And it's obvious.
I always try to... What I do, the first thing that comes into my mind, I don't say.
Yeah.
I say the second thing. But it's a nice haircut. Did it cost?
Yeah, £6.
That's very good.
It's good, isn't it?
Very good.
Yeah.
It makes you look slightly executive.
Well, I thought I'd better, look a bit more executive.
I don't want to say this, but it makes you look a little bit like an advertising man. Is that all right?
Well, I don't know, really. You know, I have to you have to conform, don't you? No. I've got a wedding anyway in a month. I've got to wear a top hat. So I'd look like a scarecrow if I had long hair.
Yeah, you have to watch wedding photos because no matter what you look like, in 10 years' time you look funny.
Yeah.
You know.
So with this hair and the top hat, I won't look funny. Really.
Not so funny.
Line 3, you're live on TalkSport. Good evening.
Hello, Tommy. My name is Professor Stephen Hawking. Science is a search for truth. Yet despite man's best efforts, the universe is still replete with mystery. There is, however, one thing we can be certain of. And that is that you love Timmy Mallet. Oh yes, you do.
Good.
You love Timmy Mallet.
Yeah, that was good. That was
Tommy and Timmy, sitting in a tree. Kissing. That's all I have to say except to leave you with this one final piece of wisdom. Remember, we have nothing to fear but fear itself. And in my case, stairs. Thank you and good night.
That's very good. Yeah. I enjoyed that. That's the best one tonight so far, definitely. That one gets the prize. The car and a holiday in one of those those singles hotels in the Caribbean.
He is funny, that Stephen Hawking.
He's my man. Going back to what we were saying, that was a great call. That was funny. What was that punchline? You have nothing to fear except fear itself. Except in my case, also spears.
No, stairs.
Oh,
stairs.
Stairs.
Yeah.
See, that's funny. I heard spears. I thought that was quite funny.
Oh, that's quite funny.
That's quite funny. In fact, anything could be funny. You know, Stephen Hawking. Good one. That was a really quality comedy. I hope Stephen Hawking's not upset. Don't really care. We'll go to line 2 and say, good morning, you're live on TalkSport. Hello.
I'm going down to Alphabet Street. I'm going down to Alphabet Street.
That's very nice. You've got a fairly good voice. Can you do anything else? Hello? Can you do anything else? No, you thought I'd get fed up and put the phone down on you, didn't you? But I've still got you. I'm going to leave you there unless you want to say something. Are you lonely? Are you frightened? Because we all are. I am. You can ring me any time. We won't mind. Got to go now. Bye-bye. That was an important piece of social interaction, that. I'm very proud of what I just did. Line 2, you're live on TalkSport. Hello.
Hello, Tommy.
Hiya.
Hiya, I'm spending a couple of weeks over here from Deutschland, and I just rang up to say how much I love your country and stuff.
Very good.
Yeah, so I just have to say...
You know your country is, you say Deutschland.
Yeah.
Does it not offend you that we don't call it Deutschland, we call it Germany?
Not particularly, it's like... I don't
wrong
know.
though, isn't it?
I never really considered it pretty much, no.
Why do we call it Germany when it's not called Germany? It's called Deutschland.
Yeah, maybe Second World War or something, I don't know.
The Second World War?
It could be.
It's drifting a little bit.
Maybe, yeah.
It sort of went from Bavaria to Toxteth in no time at all. How quickly you learn.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for your call. In all seriousness...
Yeah, seriously.
Well, 0, really.
Honestly?
Yes, very
You're joking. So where do you reckon I finish? Top 3?
4th.
4th?
Yeah, I'd say 4th as well.
Who's gonna finish above then?
Well, this isn't exactly Mensa time, is it? Manchester United, Arsenal and Liverpool.
Liverpool?
Yeah.
So where's Liverpool come from all of a sudden? Just because they had a bit of a good run at the end of last season, does that mean that
will they become Beauty Elvis next season?
Well, I think they do have a better squad, all in all, than Leeds do. It's marginal, but that's how I think it'll turn out.
Oh well.
And you're only talking through your shirt if you think.
8:17 a.m. Can I play your wife?
Your wife! Can I pleasure?
Nice one.
Thank you.
Very good, very good. And to line 4. Line 4, good evening, you're live on Talk Sports Human Zoo. Lord Vader.
Good evening. It's I, Lord Vader.
Evening. All right?
Is that Ash back?
Oh, yeah, man. I'm pleased that you care. All right.
Never mind. This evening, Lord Vader will be the king.
Hi, King, man.
King Vader?
No, the king.
What? King? King Vader?
Not King Vader. Lord Vader will be the king.
Yeah, but kings are bigger than lords.
Don't understand.
You would understand if you were here and you were able to see the rhinestones sewn into my cape.
Well, are you King Vader the First, or what, man? Yeah?
Not King Vader. If you say that one more time, I'll show you a trick with a lightsaber which will bring tears to your eyes.
All right. Who are you going to be tonight?
Elvis.
Elvis Costello.
Elvis Presley.
Yes!
Oh, yeah.
Tonight on the Human Zoo, Lord Vader is the king. And I just can't help believing.
Go for it.
Take it away, boys.
Looking good. Go Vader.
I just can't help believing when she's lying close beside me, and my heart beats with the rhythm of her side. This time the girl is gonna stay. This time the girl's gonna
Yes! Lord Vader, very nice.
That was beautiful.
God, you could see him up there, didn't you, on the stage, because he's got presents.
He has. Yeah,
Nice.
he's always giving out presents.
Would he be in that outfit only in white?
Oh, yeah.
With a rhinestone cape?
Yeah.
A rhinestone cape. And the whole thing.
Can you have a quiff on his helmet?
Quiff on his helmet.
And his sunglasses.
Yeah. About sort of 27 stone, forked out. Brilliant. 08700 40 50 60. It's the Human Zoo on Talk Sport. Line 4. Line 3, in fact.
Hi, Tommy, it's Matt.
Hey, Matt. Hi.
I was going to say that Matthew Baker, my friend's a screwbag, and that my girlfriend's a carpet muncher. Cheers, man.
Okay, that's cool. 08700 40 50 60. It's Talk Sport. I'm Tommy Boyd. Ash is here. We're taking calls live, unscreened, and completely at random. We don't know who's going to be next. If you're calling the show and you hear the phone is ringing as opposed to the engaged tone, it means you're on the switchboard. Bear with it. As soon as you hear speech, it's me, and you're on the radio. Line 6, you're live on Talk Sport. Hi.
Tommy, the ugliest people in the world are your kids. And I'm porking your wife.
Yeah, that guy's been doing stuff. That's not so funny, actually, fella. Any more calls about my children, even if they're supposed to be slightly funny? My children can take it, but I just think you don't know that, so I don't like you any longer, quite so much. And a few calls like that, and we'll stop doing this, and so you'd lose your fun. So keep it on the funny side. That wasn't okay. Just serious point, but you know what I'm saying. Choosing your next thought. If only you could choose your next thought. See, each of us can choose where we're going to look next. I'm going to look at Ash now. Then I'm going to turn and I'm going to look at the door in the studio which leads out the corridor. Then I'm going to look out of the window and I can see the Millennium Wheel and a couple of skyscrapers
I can confirm that he is doing all these.
What I'm illustrating is that however, I cannot choose anywhere near as easily what to think next.
I'm going to think about cake next.
Isn't it extraordinary that one of the many thoughts that does pop into your mind though is nude women?
Well, and cake.
And cake.
Nude women with cake.
Soapy nude women.
Yeah, soaping themselves.
Soapy women with cake.
Yeah.
Doesn't take me to a nice place when you mime it, Ash.
No, sorry. I shouldn't have done that. I left you with a nightmare.
08700 40 50 60. We'll go to line 5. Line 5, you're live on Talk Sport.
Are you feeling lucky, punk?
Line 6. You're live on Talk Sport. Good evening.
Hi, Tommy.
Hello there. Who's this?
My name's Alan.
Hello, Alan.
Yeah, I just wanted to know whether you have a fan club.
Several.
I just figure you could do with all the help you can get the way your career's going, mate.
He's been on before, this bloke. He's you can always tell that he's the guy who did the toilet effect.
Very poor, that was.
Very poor.
Stupid, that person.
He's very frustrated.
Would have got less than a golden lion tamarind.
Well, what it is he's very jealous, you see, because he doesn't realise how brilliant what I do is. You know, although it sounds casual and kind of made up, you know, the team of writers that are involved and the various producers, voice coaches, personal massage, nutrition experts and so forth that I have in order to bring me up to this pitch, we keep in the sidelines so that it all sounds casual and made up, and so it fools chaps like him into thinking, well, I could do that, and therefore I could be as rich and as influential. You know,
takes a lot more than what people think.
Yes, because I think that's the important thing, is that my work is pivotal.
I mean, I know what
in societal terms, my work is quite pivotal, and I see myself as being very much a footbridge between the past and the future for a lot of people.
But you can spend hours and not actually have anything physical or something malleable there in front, you know, that is tangible to see. But yet you have spent the whole day in a process almost to come to get to this level, and then people like that phone in, and to them it's just like, you know, a bowl of peanuts to be picked up.
That's the idea. That's what it needs to look like. Let's go to line 5. You're on Talk Sport, line 5.
Hello again, Tommy. This is Professor Stephen Hawking. My colleagues and I are trying to find a unified theory of everything. One simple equation to fully describe how the universe functions. While this is important work, there is another equally pressing question for which I seek an answer. The question is, can I pleasure your wife? I theorize that I can. Although, to be honest, she would have to do most of the work. But I guarantee she will love it. She sounds like a right old goer. I must remember to wear my lobster bib. Anyway, while I anticipate our encounter, let me leave you with my thought for the week. People say one danger of time travel is going back in time and accidentally killing your own grandfather before your father was conceived, thereby erasing yourself from history. But I say, why be so negative? There's an equal chance that you might kill Jeremy Beadle's grandfather instead. So always look on the bright side of life. Thank you and good night.
This guy's good.
He's very good.
This guy's good. That was a 10. That's his second 10 in a row.
That's very good.
He's in the final.
Of course, Babin is coming in.
He's the man who discovered Jeremy Beadle.
If he could have, prevented Babin.
And I was thinking about that when I was having a wee. Babin's coming in, and he's the man who discovered Jeremy Beadle on British local radio 25 years ago. And so that's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
But he's good, that guy.
Yeah, he's very good.
That guy's very good. Because I know you do that computer program. You have to write in pauses, and he actually puts in the right amount of pause for comic effect.
Timing, yeah.
It's paragraph, 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 paragraph to give you a second, and he does it. And that's good script.
Very nice.
Not quite as funny as You Have Nothing to Fear But Fear Itself, except in my case, stairs. But it was still, you know, very good. Because he thought of the ending first. That's the secret of comedy. You've got to think of the ending first. I should know. I used to write for Bernard Manning. Inevitably, when you see a team week in, week out, you start to get a soft spot for them, and you end up a supporter of theirs.
Can I ask you a question then? If you moved to Liverpool, who would you support?
Well, it wouldn't work like that. You don't choose a football team.
What would you do? Like
that? Nobody's ever chosen. Nobody's ever sat down with a blank piece of paper and gone, now who shall I support? Apart from those city blokes who go and watch Chelsea and eat sushi and who don't know the offside law. You know.
The headhunters.
Yeah.
My mate wants a word.
Cool.
Hi, it's Dr. Eagle Spengler here again, Tommy. How's it going?
Yeah, good, yeah.
Remember our little ghost friend Slimer? The green one? He wants to hold you, Tommy.
Can you put your mate back on?
Pardon?
Can you put your mate back on?
My friend?
Yeah.
Everybody sing this song! Super Kevin Campbell, Super Quad, oh, the space on the sea, where my body did for more, the world has everything. To be a terrier.
He panicked when I said put your mate back on because he realised that meant he was trapped.
Good night! To be a terrier, to be a terrier.
It's amazing. He just flipped when I said put your mate. When I said put your mate on, he just flipped.
What team do they support? What?
I don't know.
Tommy Boyds, walk it along, sing that song, sing it, boy.
You know, they're coming round to it now a little bit, but he panicked when I said, "Could you put your mate back on?" Because that's shorthand for I don't want to talk to you any longer. Yeah. And he panicked, didn't he? If he'd been driving a car, he would have gone right into the wall at that point. 08700 40 50 60. It's TalkSport. I'm Tommy Boyd. Ash is here. Some emails that have come in. Ash has kindly brought through. Alan Goldsworthy. Love the show. Please keep up the good work for all our sakes. P.S. Charter Boy is a skunk. This is the pilot who now phones the show on a regular basis.
Oh, does he call a lot now?
Oh, he's called 3 times now. He's absolutely hooked. And it's great to hear the grit in his gritted teethness, or whatever it is, about, you know, because he's so cross that he's hooked. He just doesn't get it. He doesn't understand why he's hooked, but he's hooked.
Have you found out what he flies yet?
No, I haven't. The reason he won't tell us which airline he works for is because it's obviously one of those bucket ones, and he wishes it was BA, and it ain't. Because if it was BA, he'd hint it was BA, you know. And then say, I'd rather didn't mention the name on there.
He's one of those.
Because it's extremely embarrassing. Do you know what he said? He said, I won't mention the name of my airline on air because it would be very embarrassing for my colleagues. What a world some people live in. Really. 08700 40 50 60. Line 1, you're live on TalkSport.
Hello, Tommy.
Hiya.
Yeah, I was wondering how you and Mike Dicking were getting along. Are you still an item?
Are we still an item?
Yes.
Well,
are you still engaged to Mike or not?
This is very poor, isn't it? Really? It's not funny, really. I mean, it's not.
I was just wondering. Were you a bit jealous when you found out about James H. Reeve? Because he suffered the same thing as you, didn't he? He got caught in the toilets, giving him one.
This is neither interesting nor amusing.
He's still giving Mike Dickin one.
I mean, you're probably like this with your friends, and it's why they go, oh God, here he comes when you walk into the pub.
Well, answer the question: are you still with him or not?
No, I'm making the conversation more interesting by trying to show you that if your social skills are as good as you're demonstrating at the moment, it's why things aren't working out for you as you would like. Because this is poor.
my friend.
It's not meant to.
It's not funny. It's not
meant to be
shocking.
funny.
It's not whatever you hope it is.
It's not meant to be funny.
What is it meant to be?
Question.
Yeah, what is it meant to
Asking
be?
you a question, answer the question.
What is it meant to be? Shocking?
And no.
Is it meant to be hurtful?
Well, is it? Well,
what's it meant to be?
There's internet rumours. These are the internet rumours.
Yes, but what's the purpose of you wanting to try and do something? What is it you're trying to do, and for what?
I want to know.
But why?
What's happening?
Why?
I'm interested.
But you know that it's, this is poor. This is just very, very weak.
Not poor like your radio show.
My radio show is extremely sophisticated.
It's rubbish.
It's too clever for you.
It's absolutely rubbish.
And I'm too good for you.
That pilot got better of you. He's got your number.
In your dreams.
Yeah.
He phones me. He's hooked on me. He's stuck on me. I've got him exactly where I want him.
He was too intelligent for you and you couldn't handle him.
How does he deal with the fact that he can't stop listening to the show just as I told him that he wouldn't be able to? How does he deal with that? He hates it.
No, he said he likes listening to his own name being mentioned. That's why he listens to it, not just for you.
I told him that he would be hooked on the show, and he is. How do you think that feels?
You'd actually find out that people actually listen to this because of the calls, not because of you.
Do you really believe that?
Yeah, I do.
You don't. You're a liar, well as weak.
You're a liar. You always say you haven't
I've never lied.
1972, but it's garbage. You lie all the time.
1973, actually. But at least it shows something, doesn't it? That you listen to me more carefully than I listen to you. Now, why is that? I'll tell you why it is. It's because I'm worth listening to. Because I have depth, I have wisdom, I have genius, I have charm. You dream of being me, and you know that you never will. Not in this lifetime, or your next lifetime, or the lifetime after that. But if you live as long as me, as many times as me, there is a chance that one day you might emerge from that cocoon that you live in now. A butterfly, like me.
You don't like it, do you, Tommy? You don't like it.
Like what?
You don't like it, the fact that the pilot got better of you. You see, you're trying to change the subject again. I want that pilot to ring up again tonight.
I want the pilot to ring up again tonight. You know why? Because every time he rings up, he knows I've won.
He kicks your ass in conversation, that's what he does.
Well,
he's too intelligent for you.
Yeah, that's right.
Far too intelligent. Anyway, Tommy.
Yeah.
Can I pleasure your wife?
I doubt it very much indeed, because I don't think you're able to do anything. He's gone, he's away. Now, I'd rather have a decent argument, though. If you fancy a decent argument, please give me a call. Really.
He was a master in the art of buffoonery, that guy.
Oh, 0870 40 50 60. Let's go to line 1. Line 1, you're live on TalkSport. Good evening.
Hello?
Hello?
Tommy?
Yes?
I love you.
So do I.
I do.
Good.
You're my best friend. I want sex with you.
Is that a man?
Well, he didn't hang on to get your number.
No, was that a man?
I think so. I think that was a woman trapped in a man's body.
0870 40 50 60. Let's go to line 2. Good morning, line 2. You're live on TalkSport.
I know fucking everything. I know everything.
Do you?
Yeah.
What's everything about then?
Well, everything's about
Tell me.
everything's
If you know what
about.
everything is about, tell me.
I'll tell you what everything's
Tell
about.
me what everything is about.
Everything's about is.
Very good.
Was that
There's a bit of Derek and Clyde. There's a bit of Derek and Clyde. Fantastic.
08704 20 20 20. Don't abuse it. No.
Foundation presents. And in 40 minutes, basketball from the United States, NBA 2000. This is LWT. Revelation from Tommy Boyds amazes TalkSport listeners. From IPN, the news at 10, presented by Stephen Hawking. On the radio program earlier today on TalkSport, Tommy Boyds made an announcement which surprised many thousands of people across the country.
Mike Dickin is having an affair with Timmy Mallet.
In a telephone interview, he had this to say.
Line 5, hi.
Good evening, Mr. Boyd. This is Stephen Hawking from the news at 10.
Oh, good.
Do you condone the relationship between Mike Dickin and Timmy Mallet?
I don't. You asked me, I don't.
Do you think it will be a great loss to radio broadcasting if Mike Dickin loses his job?
Not really.
But the newspapers are reporting that he is getting a lot of pressure to quit his job.
Oh, I wonder whether gay people are going to get cross about that.
And in the 80s you used to present the Wide Awake Club with Timmy Mallet.
Yeah, that is one of that's one of the most unsung pleasures there is.
And do you have a lot of admiration for Timmy Mallet?
I do.
Well, I personally don't have any.
You don't?
None at all. Finally, what program do you think will win the title of the greatest children's TV show of all time?
Nightmare.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Boyd. Goodbye.
Stunning, I loved line 5.
More on this story can be found by visiting TommyBoyd.50megs.com. That's all for now from the news at 10. Good night.
Fantastic. They're getting a bit good, some of these people. Getting a bit good. This is great.
We might have to stop it if it gets too good.
Hey, Tommy.
Yeah?
Can I pleasure your wife?
By all means. By all means. I wouldn't...
Well, he might not be able to. He might not be of the standard to be able to.
It's not a particularly high-stakes game.
Isn't it?
No. 08700 40 50 60. One of my hobbies is the fact that I've become completely unsurprisable and unshockable, and you should try it sometime. I can remember when things used to shock me and upset me, and it was pathetic. Pathetic, a bit like those old ladies who are always on the listen out for somebody saying a swear word on the bus.
Yeah.
They want to be shocked and offended. And that's, There's just no way to live your life.
They puff their cheeks and move backwards, don't they?
They love it. They love it.
You know, I mean, a professional would carry...
Just do something, anything. Just talk. You know, what?
Yeah.
Be interesting.
Talk to the audience.
Got to be interesting.
Yeah, it would have been, you know, would have brought audience in.
Yeah.
Much better than the Bee Gees, not the Bee Gees.
No, thank you for that. Nice one, line 1. This is line 2.
And a lovely voice for storyteller as well. Michelangelo is his name. I feel next week. Now, what's this thing that I'm going to tell you that no adults know? And they'll be interested when you tell them. Well, it has to do with exactly how far back you're supposed to sit from your television screen. Now, I've got it. I've got the official distance. All you need to do to measure your own telly is, like I say, a ruler, piece of string. You've got to get those things. And it's official too. I've been on the phone to London about it. Deep Pop strikes in Disney's DuckTales next on Children's ITV.
Some sad person has taken me off Children's ITV. I do know the official distance that you're supposed to sit back from a TV screen.
What is it?
1.5 times the diagonal measurement of the screen, which is ludicrous.
That's very near, isn't it?
Ludicrous.
Very near.
That's the official distance.
That is disgusting.
That's what the Television Commission says. You should sit back from a TV screen 1.5 times the diagonal distance of the screen. Ludicrous.
Ludicrous size.
Who sits that close? Nobody. Line 3, you're on the Human Zoo. Hey.
You're a big man, but you ain't got a watch.
Thank you.
You have got a watch.
I have. That's tied it all together, really, hasn't it?
Yeah.
2 themes this evening.
Yeah.
Let's go to Steve, who's calling from Liverpool. Steve, you're on Talk Sport. Good evening.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you go, never gonna turn around and desert you.
Russell, who calls from Notting Hill. Russell.
Hi, I wonder, has-been, are you a bitch? I'm talking your wife, and mine is 12 inches.
Oh, nice one. John's in Glasgow. John, you're on Talk Sport. Good evening.
Yes. Hello?
Hello, John.
Alright.
Hi.
Don't know what to say, man.
That's a good enough start to a phone-in show, isn't it? Really, I didn't know what to say.
I've never listened to it before. I just was going through and just heard it. I just thought I'd phone up, see if I got on, and I did.
Well, is that it then?
No, I just phoned up to say that I'd like to ride your wife.
Yeah, well, you can if you want to. Oh, cool. Away he goes. It never ceases to amaze me well, it doesn't, no, it never ceases to amaze me. Let's get precise about this. It amuses me when people try to shock you, and they think that's fantastic. It's wonderful not to be shockable. You should try it. If you're somebody who gets shocked easily. Getting shocked easily is bad for your arteries. It's bad for your disposition. But worst of all, it leaves you vulnerable. If you're unshockable, and it takes practice, I have to say it takes practice. But if you're unshockable, you effectively disarm your enemies. You know, it's like with swearing. If we did away with making swearing something that you disapprove of, so that all that language, which gets called bad by people, is no longer bad, all right? Then all that's happened is that people who had previously been provided with a weapon by their intended victims are disarmed. And the same goes with shock. I mean, you cannot shock me. Okay, kids? You cannot shock Uncle Tom. Wilfred, good evening.
Yes, good evening, Tommy.
Here we go.
I just wanted to ask you, now, I'm very pleased that you have, you're screening the callers. It's much easier to get access to you, because whenever you get all the lunatics on at once, the lines are absolutely jam-packed and you could be 3 or 4 hours, but that's a good thing. Now, that you're screening. Now, I wanted to ask you why...
Everybody's a critic.
You don't discuss the issues. You see, I have issues that I want to discuss, and it seems to be trivial little things that are being talked about. Now, can I discuss? Can I just a viewpoint?
Nope.
Well, you see, you're stifling debate, Tommy.
Absolutely.
And I call upon
Nope.
Archbishop of Westminster, Cormac Murphy O'Connor, to resign in the light of the disgraceful lack of he should have gone to the police whenever...
Is this anything to do with me?
This has to do with all of us.
Well, it doesn't have to do with me.
Well, it certainly has to do with me, because...
No, it doesn't. You live miles away. You've never met him, and you don't know what he's like.
I certainly do know what he's like.
You've never met him? When did you meet him?
Well, I haven't met. I don't need to meet him.
Yes, you do.
He's a man who thinks he doesn't need to go to the police.
It's got nothing to do with you. You're a nosy busybody. What are you? Say it after me. You are a nosy busybody, and it makes the world a worse place, and we don't like busybodies. Now get a life and get interested in yourself and the people around you, and stop forming shallow, superficial, instant opinions about things about which you know nothing. If you don't know him, you're not entitled to an opinion about him.
Oh, I certainly am, and
No, you're certainly not. Not when I'm in town, and I'm in town. Call your local phone-in show, Wilfred, and they might be vaguely, that desperate for a call, they'll let you prattle on. What is it about the generation that Wilfred belongs to that makes them think that their views are so important about things they know nothing about? This man he's talking about is a human being. And can you imagine what it must be like to be a human being, whether you're in a prominent position or not? And people get to be prominent sometimes because they simply try to do their best. And then all of a sudden they're in a position of prominence. That's how teachers get to be heads. That's how coppers get to be superintendents. That's how school prefects get to be MPs. You know, they just carry on. They're not trying to be rotten or evil or influence people's lives. They just follow a career path. What else can you do? Strange word, careers. Then you end up and you're vaguely sort of important. And as soon as that happens, then somebody starts to form totally inaccurate opinions about you, like Wilf boy. Oh, Wilf baby. I bet he's got a Wilf?
Yes, am I still on?
No, I keep switching you off because you're ever so dull.
No, listen.
No, you listen. I'm asking you a question.
Wait, what?
Is there anything you haven't got an opinion on?
There are some things that aren't important, and I have no opinion on them if they're...
Like what? Like what?
Well, they're so trivial I can't think of them because they're unimportant.
Well, give me something then that you've got. What's the most ridiculous opinion that you've got about something that is so remote, it's got so little to do with you that it's almost unbelievable?
I can't think of any ridiculous...
Well, let's try something, shall we? I bet you've got some views about the Middle East peace process.
I couldn't care less about it.
Fantastic. Let's talk about that then.
Hey, no, Tommy, now you stop that.
No, you stop it.
You're trying to get me wound up.
Mind your own business. I'm giving you advice. I'm the doctor. I'm a doctor, as you know, a philosopher. Doctor philosophy.
I wanted you to know, Tommy.
The reason that you're a lonely old egger is because you have too many opinions about things that nobody's interested in.
I'm not lonely. All my friends...
What do you keep phoning me for, then?
Well, you're one of my friends. You see...
I'm one of your enemies, Wilfred. If you haven't noticed that, you haven't got a clue. Your antennae are dead.
Look, I've been psychoanalyzing you, Tommy. I meant to tell you. I've been...
You haven't been doing it as long as me.
I'm doing a thesis on you. And I'm psychoanalyzing... See, all my conversations...
as my thesis on me.
Sorry?
I said, I bet it's not as good as my thesis on me.
Oh.
Have you psychoanalysed yourself?
Oh, yes. Oh, goodness me, I've done a lot of work on myself.
Yes, it's an ongoing project, though, isn't it? It's quite a sort of a zoo this evening, isn't it? There's all sorts of animals here. It's not like you go into the reptile house and all you see is reptiles for about 10 minutes. Have you been to the zoo lately?
I haven't been to the zoo in many
for ages.
I want to go.
Do you?
Yes.
Snakes are always disappointing at the zoo because they're always coiled up over the far side.
I'm a safari park person.
Are you?
Yeah. But anyway, snakes are... They're always just asleep, aren't they? They don't do anything.
Yes. Generally speaking, all the animals in the zoo are disappointing, aren't they?
Yeah.
Except the ants.
Yeah.
The ant house.
And the monkeys.
The monkeys are usually doing something fairly active.
But not much, not what you want them to do.
When Guy the gorilla was at London Zoo, that was always fairly disappointing.
Guy the gorilla? Well, because they just sit there, don't they? They look at you going...
Just sit there and he would look at you with such disdain.
Yeah.
Which you probably deserve.
I went with some kids once to a zoo, and this kid I was with threw an orange at a gorilla, and it sort of just bounced off his chest. We were only about 8 or 9, and this gorilla picked up the orange and threw it, and it whacked him on the back of the head, and it smashed on his head.
Fantastic. Yeah. I wonder if you can teach animals to play ball sports. You can teach gorillas and chimpanzees to play cricket.
There's dogs that can play football, though. You see it all the time.
Well, you see that. I remember that at Earl's Court they used to have the dog thing with balloons, but it wasn't for real.
Monkeys can. They're, intelligent orangutans.
They taught Washu, the chimpanzee, something like 96 words, and he could put sentences together. But wouldn't he have been a fantastic cricketer?
And there's a gorilla that can do that.
I'm sure there is.
There's about 1,000 words at once.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
They've
never taught them snooker.
No, that's true. That's very, very true. Mind you, there was Bill Werbenek. I think he was one of those Rwandese mountain gorillas.
I can see him now with Sigourney Weaver up there.
A big silverback.
Yes. Yeah. Up there with Sigourney Weaver in the rainforest.
Yeah.
08700 40 50 60. 5 to 1, it's Monday morning, and the world is taking stock. The UK economy has never been stronger. Inflation clearly is conquered. And I heard today that exports have never been at a higher volume in spite of the high pound. This is due in no uncertain terms to the strength of the British service industries abroad. And set against the backdrop of this important news, I was just thinking, haven't everybody got a load of stuff? Everybody's got so much stuff. You go around somebody's house and you start looking at it, you notice it. You walk into somebody's house for the first time, and after you said, hello, I'm with Jane, that's fine. Then you find yourself one, and you look, and everybody's got so much stuff, and it is such a waste. It's all rubbish.
What do you mean, like technological things?
No, just stuff in the house. Things. Pictures hanging on the wall that mean nothing. Ornaments sat on windowsills that mean nothing. curtains where you don't need curtains, because who draws the curtains on the landing stairs? I mean, they're there. They're decoration.
What do you mean, landing?
Stuff.
By a window?
Yeah. You don't draw your curtains there. The curtains don't need to be there. We spend so much of our... You know those bag ladies that you see wandering around inner cities still?
Yeah.
With their great big carrier bags jammed full of pristine but empty cigarette cartons, you know, and we pity them. We pity them, and they go up to litter bins and they find a tin can that's in pristine condition, and they lovingly rescue it from the litter bin and they put it in their way.
Is that what they do?
Carrier bag. Yeah.
What, just get rubbish?
Collect rubbish. If it's in pristine condition, bag ladies collect rubbish.
And what do they do with it?
They take it back to their van.
And
or their park bench.
What for?
They just own it.
Is that what they would carry around with them?
Yeah.
I thought they carried around their, like...
No, they have an obsessive acquisitiveness.
I've seen those blokes look in the bins.
Yeah. They're looking for things.
Yeah.
They might be looking for dog ends.
Yeah.
Like Roger Miller in that song.
Roger Miller, didn't he play
Trailer
football?
For very talented bloke.
He was a footballer for Cameroon, was he?
Rooms to let, 50 cents summer.
Oh, yeah.
Man of means by no means.
King of the road. Yeah.
And there's that bit in it about him making cigarettes out of cigarettes that he finds on the floor. Because they do that.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Hobos do that. They find a cigarette end. It was better when they were untipped cigarettes. You used to get untipped cigarettes.
Well,
you could buy them.
Yeah.
Can't really now.
Capstans and stuff.
And they'd find 2 or 3 dog ends.
Yeah.
And then they'd get their Rizzlers and they'd put the dog ends in and a cigarette like that.
Yeah.
But these people are suffering from obsessive acquisitiveness because they want things if they look bright and shiny. But my point is we're all the same. I mean, we might have an extremely strong economy and all we're doing with it is buying rubbish. You know, we're not spending our money wisely, buying useful things, doing useful things with it. People are buying more and more trash. The trash that they advertise in Sunday colour supplements, and the trash that there is on sale, and the catalogues that you get through your letterbox and everything. It's awful, hopeless.
Okay.
Look around the room that you're in at the moment. Not necessarily the studio, Ash. I'm thinking more about people at home.
Okay.
Look at the trash you've got in your room. The trash that you've got stashed just in case it will come in handy.
I'll imagine I'm in my room.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
How much? What's the biggest piece of trash you've got in your house?
Well, I've just been brought... my friend keeps going to different places and he brings me different weapons from around the world. And he's just come back from New Zealand. And he brought me back one of the spears that the Maoris have. And it's not actually to be used like a spear. You point the point at them and then you bring the end round and whack them on the head with it.
Yeah.
And
so you don't need that, do you?
Well, I don't know. I've got it on the wall, right? It's going to be on the wall above the couch as ornamental. But it's the couch I'm always on and I could just grab it at any point and run off the couch into my mode.
08700 40 50 60.
On 1089 and 1053 AM, Tommy Boyd on Talk Sport.
Tommy Boyd.
Why am I such a misfit?
The Tommy Boyd radio experiment. It does exactly what it says in the paper.
I smell bacon.
Life's gonna suck when you grow up, when you grow up, when you grow up. Life's gonna suck when you grow up, it sucks pretty bad right now. Life's gonna suck when you grow up, when you grow up, when you grow up. Life's gonna suck when you grow up, it sucks pretty bad right now. Life's gonna suck when you grow up, when you grow up, when you grow up. Life's gonna suck when you grow up, and then you're gonna die.
Tommy Boyd.
Excuse me, line 5. You're live on the Human Zoo on Talk Sport. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Tommy.
Professor Hawking.
This is Professor Stephen Hawking.
It is.
A cause of much controversy in the world of cosmology is whether the Big Bang will be followed by a corresponding Big Crunch, in which all of space and time will contract into a singularity. I theorize that it will. Some say this is a dreadful prospect, as it means that everything is ultimately futile, that all human endeavor, knowledge, art, and even love itself, is all for nothing. But I say, every cloud has a silver lining. At least there is a mathematical certainty that there will finally be an end to Cliff Richard's recording career, which currently is in danger of outlasting eternity. I don't know about you, but oblivion is a small price to pay for that. And now, I'd like to finish with a song. A song my father used to sing to me when I was just a little boy.
Professor Stephen Hawking making a second appearance on the show this evening. The kid's good. He knows just about where the edge is, and he's got a future. Thank you for that. Let's take a few more calls live at random, unscreened. We'll see who's on line 2. Good morning, line 2. You're on Talk Sport.
Hi, I'm just watching one of the shopping channels on cable, and they're trying to flog me a mobile phone, and it's much more interesting than the rubbish you're showing.
Yes, you again. Try too hard. Line 3, you're live on Talk Sport.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hello to you. My name's Brian.
Hi, Brian.
Good evening. And, all the conversations going on, and I don't really follow your programme at all, but the conclusion I've drawn, which is based upon the experience I've just had, is that you do really have a bad showing, don't you? Everybody that phones you, in the main, doesn't like you. Now, you're aware of that.
Yeah, obviously.
And all you're doing is really aggravating people.
Yeah.
So I'm going to suggest that you resign from your job and put Ash on. He seems to be a bit more intelligent than you.
No, I don't think he'd say that. No.
Well, no, I'm not worried about what he says. I'm just suggesting that you resign.
No, I'm not going to do that, no.
Why not? Don't you think you should do everybody a favour? All the callers following on from my call and all the previous callers will be delighted to see you resign.
Yes, I'm sure they would, but I won't.
That's right. Well, now, do us a favour.
Yeah.
All right? And that's the end of my conversation. I don't really want to talk to you much more. It's just that I think you just wind everybody up.
That's right.
And I think you just
and
deserve
you
a short
especially.
career.
And
You won't talk me down, sunshine. I'm talking you down. Okay?
You're gone.
Good night to you, my friend. Good night.
Go on. He's gone.
Very predictable.
He's lost. Fantastic. Let's try line 4. Line 4, you're live on Talk Sport. No, he's hopped off. Line 5, you're live on Talk Sport. Good morning.
Hello, mate. Can you pass the message on to Tommy Boyds for me, please?
No, you're talking to him now. You're live on the air.
Okay, Tommy. I didn't realise I thought it was us that had answered the phone. My name's Mr. Hickenmuffin, yeah. I was listening to you earlier on. You referenced a couple who phoned up about their 7-year-old son who had the incident with the man with the cigarette.
Well, allegedly.
Okay, allegedly. Now, I'm glad you said that on there, because tomorrow morning I'm going to be on the telephone to the Broadcasting Standards Authority. I taped your programme because my wife's a nurse, because she likes to listen to it during the daytime when she gets up. So I've got it on tape. And the way you spoke and treated these people over the telephone was disgusting. I haven't really got to have an argument with you, Tommy, but the way you spoke to them people was out of order. Okay, you might not necessarily believe them. The guy actually come on to you about what police response time, and initially when he said that, you just totally ignored him. Because I'm ringing up to you, reference police response time, and initially you didn't say words, and you had to say to you, hello, as if it was like.
Excuse me, just do what you want to do. Who cares? Go on, off you go. You want to be like that? Just go and do it. Okay, what are you ringing me and telling me for? Just clear off and do it, you pipsqueak.
Don't call me a pipsqueak. I won't do you, pal.
Just clear off and do it. Who gives a shoot? You know.
You would do if
I give a toss. Go on, you waste your.
We'll see. Just make sure
you waste tomorrow like you waste the rest of your life.
I don't need to waste. I don't waste my life, mate.
You're having a useless life, pal, and you're going to continue to have a useless life.
How do you work out I've got a useless life? Tell me how. Okay, then what's my name and what do I do?
Your life stinks.
Okay, explain to me how it stinks.
It's obvious that your life stinks.
Yeah, well, at least give me a couple of, ways in which way it does.
From what you like, as a human being.
But you don't even know me.
Well, we know enough about you to know that your life stinks and you're
angry.
Okay,
then what do you know enough about me?
You're angry, you're upset, you're cross,
you're weak. Yes, you are right.
You're not very bright. You're not prepared to give people the benefit of the doubt. You don't know your thing from your elbow, but you've got attitude. You're unhappy, and whatever it is you're unhappy about, you don't know what it is.
Okay.
You're confused.
Just to let you know that I'll be on the telephone to the Broadcasting Standards Authority tomorrow morning.
I don't give a monkeys.
Well, good. Good, I'm glad you said that.
I don't give a monkeys. I couldn't give a toss.
As long as you've got your story straight.
I don't have to have a story.
But as regards my life and my,
You're a loser. You're a loser.
What do I do for a living? Okay, Tommy, if I'm a loser, what do I do for a living, Tommy?
You're a loser as a human being. What a person does for a living is not their mark.
Okay, but you've called me a loser.
You are a loser.
People who live on the streets are losers.
You are a loser, my friend. People who live on the streets have got much more than you. People who live on the streets have got their freedom. You haven't.
Of course I have.
You're a lost soul.
And I think I earn 3 times as much money as you would,
You are a captive in thrall
and I earn 3 times as much money as you do,
and you haven't got it, and nobody is going to respect you or like you
and I earn as much
or
I earn 3
care
times
about
more money
you.
than you do, Tommy.
That doesn't matter. Even if it were true, which it isn't.
Oh, it is true.
It wouldn't matter.
You don't even know what I do. See, that's why I said to you, what do I do for a living at the beginning?
I don't care what you do for a living,
then don't make assumptions then about me, Tommy.
You're a loser because of who you are, not what you do.
Okay then, who am I? Who am I? Tell me who I am.
A poor piece of work.
No, see, you don't even know who I am.
Yeah. From what
we've learned. The way you speak to the general public, you're disgusting. I don't even know how you got a job on radio, Tommy.
Because people like you ring me up.
Of course we ring you up.
I need people like you.
Initially,
I want callers like you to ring me up.
That's right.
And I get you.
But initially we ring you up to have a conversation with you.
And you fall for it every time.
Also, the way you spoke to that bloke last night.
You bet. You bet. You bet. You bet. Because you're out there, people like you, and you normally get away with it, but not when I'm here.
What do I get away with, Tommy?
Not giving the kids the ball back. That's what you're like. You're one of them.
It's an old saying, Tommy.
You're one of them. You're like those people who bump into my son so that they can say, watch where you're going, young man.
Totally the opposite, mate.
That's you. No tolerance. Zero tolerance.
I'm ex-military, yeah? So
I bet you are ex-military too. And what's more, I bet you run your family like that.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I've got respect for people. That's why I'm annoyed with you, Tommy. Because I'm ex-military, I've got respect for people.
No, you haven't. That's the trouble. No, you haven't got respect for people at all. What you've got respect for is an unseen God, authority. Well, let me tell you, sunshine, authority will only disappoint you ever. If you're going to climb out of the hole that you've dug for yourself, there with all those fish heads, all right? What you've got to do is construct your own God, construct your own authority, and apply it to yourself.
Okay, whatever you say, Tom, but I've got respect for people, and I hope you can learn some yourself.
No, you've got respect for people who can't stand up for themselves.
No, because I never ill-treat people. I never mistreat people. So why would they have to stand up for themselves?
Shall I tell you the problem that I have with those people that you think you're protecting?
Not just tonight, I want about last night also.
Shall I tell you the problem that I have with those people that you like to think you're protecting?
I'm all ears, Tommy.
When you were in the army, you liked to kid yourself that you were protecting people who couldn't look after themselves from the Russian menace or something. Well, we never saw it like that.
Don't be so silly.
We thought...
What are you talking about?
All you guys are like that. All you guys like that in the army. You think you're going out there protecting us from the Russian horde.
No, Tommy.
Well, let me tell you, we were protecting...
We
were protecting...
I didn't join the armed forces to protect Tommy
Let
Boyd.
me tell you something that you don't know. We were protecting you from the fact that you were useless at everything else. The only job you could have ever got was marching up and down a piece of tarmac, right? That's the first point. Now, the second point is this, all right? There are a group of people who like to phone this show and others and upset people like you with harrowing stories, and you fall for it.
Okay, whatever you want to say about that.
All right.
Can I just say something about...
All right, and you fell for it again tonight, and you'll probably fall for it again. That's because you've got no perception, and the reason you haven't got any perception is because they rob you of it in the army.
Can I just say something about my call?
Line 3, you're live on the Human Zoo. Hello.
Bog off and give us all peace, mate. Resign.
No, it's you. Hello. It's the
You're
curtains
finished.
man. The man looks at the curtains.
You're finished.
It's this little Scottish plonker who really is obsessed with this radio station. He rings everybody up. He rang Gary Jacobs up and he asked him about his mum's curtains. And poor old Gary didn't realise to begin with that he was talking to a complete loony, which is you. You are a sad man. You are the saddest man in Britain. You are absolutely so sad. Because you are. You are incredibly sad. At least I'm consistent. I mean, if I'd nominated anybody else as being the saddest man in Britain, then I wouldn't have a case to defend, would I? But only you are the saddest man in Britain.
You don't even know who the last horse was to win the Triple Crown. You're flipping useless.
You are the
saddest. You try to pick yourself up as a jockey and I know this and I know that.
You are the saddest man in Britain. I
don't know what the last horse was to win the Triple Crown. And you come on and you say, I've rode round Cheltenham.
I've rode round Cheltenham. I've had Madonna, me and Arnold Schwarzenegger are best friends. I've been swimming with the grey whales. I've done it all. I've had a life. And it's going to get better. And you are a nobody. And you are a sad Kleenex man, you are. Right. I bet you get through a box of Kleenex a week.
But can I ask you a question then?
No.
No?
I beg you, all right, to become something.
Right, well,
I beg you to become a human being. I beg you to become an interesting person. I beg you to get out of your smelly little flat.
Okay.
Occasionally.
But that's a bit nasty. But anyway,
I beg you to go and do something useful. I beg you to go and do something useful.
Well, I've already done that.
Every single human being has a duty to themselves.
Yeah, but I've done that.
To do something for other people.
I've done that.
I have a strong suspicion that you're a take merchant.
No, I've done useful things for other people. Okay, right. I voted this year for the Radio Personality Award.
Now you see, the worst of this is the biggest plonker on the radio. The worst of this is, fella.
And do you know what happened?
This is the truth. This is the truth. What you're saying now is actually the truth. Your actual belief is
if you knew anything at all,
letters,
if you knew anything at all, you would have known that this was
is what you consider to be some kind of a contribution to society. You frighten me.
That's what they said.
You've got a vote. You're probably you'd be allowed to have children. I know you haven't got any.
No.
I don't think you've ever met a woman. But my point is, you could if you wanted to, and that genuinely frightens me.
Right. Why don't we shoot them?
Genuinely frightens me.
Why don't we shoot them?
Really, truly frightens me. I wouldn't even let you have a dog. Because I don't think you'd know how to look after that.
I don't think you've got a dog.
I don't know what your problem is.
You've got a dog,
but I think you've got lots of problems because every time you ring up, all you do, all you're capable of doing
is
loving a dog.
All you are is...
Do you have any idea how affirming it is
brought here to insult people?
Do you have any realise how wonderful people feel after they've listened to you on the radio?
What kind of a dog have you got?
Because it doesn't matter how poor somebody is, it doesn't matter how low somebody feels, it doesn't matter what their self-esteem is. After they've listened to you, they realise that it could be worse.
Well, it could be, because you could end up speaking to the dolphins, and Tommy, you'll know more about that than the callers. You keep it up, mate. Thank you. Good night.
Yeah, that's the only bad bit about the Human Zoo, is that people who you don't have on, because they really are, I mean, you know, terrible.
Could you love a dog?
Truly terrible.
Could you?
Could I love a dog?
Could you?
Well, I wouldn't have a dog anymore.
Could you love a dog, Tommy?
A dog?
No, a dog.
A dog. No, I wouldn't have a dog anymore. I used to like
Tommy,
dogs.
you've avoided the question.
Oh, right.
Could you love a dog?
In what way? What are you driving at?
Well,
yeah, of course I could love a dog. Well, I've got a rotten old flea-bitten cat.
Yeah.
I don't really love her, but, you know, I look after her.
You do, though, I think.
No, I don't.
You do.
I look after her. I'm the one who has to empty her litter tray every day.
If she wasn't there,
I come down sometimes at 11 o'clock in the morning in my dressing gown. I had to make myself a nice cup of tea. Yeah. And what do you think there is in the kitchen, by the kitchen door?
Poo.
A pile of cat poo, surrounded by grit. And she always manages to kick loads of grit all over the kitchen when she's trying to cover it up. Sorry?
You haven't got a cat?
She won't go out.
Oh, right.
Because there's a cat next door.
Litter tray?
She won't go out. She won't go out of the house.
But you can have a litter tray in the house.
The litter tray is in the house, it's in the kitchen.
Well, it's not very hygienic anyway.
I don't want
animals
it in the
kitchen. House is not right.
Where is it a hygienic place to put in the house, to have an animal do its business, and then
fleas and everything,
kick grit, which has been in contact with waste matter all over the room? Where's a good place to put that?
The garage.
Garage, but she won't go out.
No.
Her belly's sagging. She's about 27 in real years.
Oh, no.
You know, since you asked the question. 08700 40 50 60 is the number. You're tuned to the Human Zoo, taking calls live, unchecked, and at random. Shall we see who's on line 4? Line 4, you're live on Talks.
Okay, line 5. Hi, line 5.
Hi, is that Tommy?
Speaking.
Hi, it's Mike here.
Hey, Mike.
I just wonder, with your knowledge and everything, and all the things that you've done, whether you consider going on the lecture tour.
Yes, I've thought about it, but I can't be bothered, really. People don't listen.
Well, I can understand that, because your show's crap.
Oh dear. Fantastic. If only, you know, I feel for people like that, because they really hope it hurts, and it must, I don't know what it must do to them to know that it doesn't. It doesn't because it wasn't good enough, and it doesn't because they don't matter. That's what really makes them so arch, the knowledge that their rudeness doesn't, you know, is not even an insect nip. That must be very annoying. My advice is, don't try, because that way you won't risk the hurt of knowing that you don't matter. Simple as that.
And line 6. Good evening, line 6. You're on the Human Zoo.
Place in the place, London. Dun, 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 dun. Place in the place, London. Dun, 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 dun. Place in the place, London. 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 Place in the place, 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 London. Ah, she like James Brotherton.
Is that true?
I've never heard of him.
No.
Is that what they listen to these days?
Right, so line 6, you're on the Human Zoo. Good evening. looking for another room, doesn't it? The emails are rubbish tonight as well, I'll tell you.
Must be the moon or something.
I don't know. 08704 20 20 20 is the number. Line 3. Welcome to the Human Zoo, line 3.
Hello?
Hello.
I want to take you on a journey. You're lying on the beach, sun is out, you're nice and warm. You see a man go by, you realise he's wearing crotch knickers. You walk by, you sit up, you say, "Oi, dick him." He steps himself up, he gets up. He goes to 3 men, one of them wearing... Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thanks for that. Line 3, good evening, welcome. And line 5, you're on the Human Zoo. Line 1, good evening. Hello?
Good evening.
This is crap tonight, Ash.
I don't know what's wrong.
No, it's just crap.
Do you reckon? It's...
No, I don't reckon. I know. This is crap. This is crap radio. This is the crappiest radio I've ever been involved in. This is unbelievable rubbish.
I don't know what's going on with these phones.
Well, yes, you do know what's going on with these phones.
What?
You know perfectly well. Don't say you don't know what's going on with the phones. Be honest. You know exactly what's going on with the phones. There's people being diverted away to hear a bunch of messages, and then people who are trying to make decent contributions to a phone-in program simply can't. And I'm taking phone calls on phones that are lit up all across the radio station with people saying that they've been spending 20 minutes trying to get through to the air and they can't. That's what's going on, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but tonight particularly seems worse.
Well, that's what's going on, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's definitely...
Well, that's what's going on, isn't it? Well, don't piss about. That's what's going on, isn't it?
Well, I think, no, because there have been technical problems all day, so I don't know whether it is...
Oh, come on, get real. Be straight, Ash. Go on. You're the guy who always plays the hippie and always pretends he's straight. Be straight. That's what's going on, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean... I would have thought so, but I'll have to check it myself.
Look, stop pussyfooting around. You know exactly that's what's going on, don't you?
Well, I've got my suspicions.
Oh, what a wuss. I never thought of you as a wuss, but you're a wuss, aren't you? That's what's going on, isn't it?
Well,
don't wuss off. Don't wuss off.
No, I'm not wussing off.
Yes, you are.
Looking at the evidence.
Don't be pathetic.
Do you really think, though, that...
You know perfectly well that's exactly what's going on, and I never thought that you would actually be a pansy.
No, I'm not.
Don't be a pansy about it. You know exactly that's what's going on. So say so.
I haven't got time for another call. Yeah, go on, let's just see who's on, say, line 2. Line 2, you're live on TalkSport. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello.
Hiya. Who's that? Is that
Tommy.
you, Tommy?
Yeah.
Sorry, Tom, you sound different on the phone than you do on the radio. It's Lucy over in East London here.
Hiya, we're almost out of time, but I just thought I'd see who was on line 2, so it's you.
I'm just ringing up to say keep on doing what you're doing, and that bloke that you just had on before, wasn't he a plum? If he has got nothing better to do than make a complaint about you tomorrow, then he must have a very, very sad, boring life.
True enough.
Anyway,
Thank you for your call.
Keep what you're doing, yeah?
All right, babe.
Bye.
Well, I was going to anyway, but since you asked. Okay. Ash, thank you very much indeed.
That's no problem.
For your
Look
company
forward to it
and support.
week.
And cheers.
And we'll do it again next week.
Stand by for Chris.
In the shrine.
In the shrine.
Tommy Boyd.
The Tommy Boyd radio experiment. It does exactly what it says in the paper.
I smell bacon.
Life's gonna suck when you grow up, when you grow up, when you grow up. Life's gonna suck when you grow up. It sucks pretty bad right now. Life's gonna suck when you grow up, when you grow up, when you grow up. Life's gonna suck when you grow up. It sucks pretty bad right now. Life's gonna suck when you grow up, when you grow up, when you grow up. Life's gonna suck when you grow up, and then you're gonna die.
Tommy Boyd.
What would a monkey at a random?
Monkey would have got 23.
Right, so I'm twice as clever as a monkey.
One way of looking at it.
That's good.
It's, yeah, good. 08700 40 50 60.
But which species of monkey? I mean, if it's one of those little tree monkeys, I'm not that impressed. But if it's a 98% genetically identical chimpanzee...
Well, chimpanzees aren't monkeys, but let's not get into that debate.
Oh, you're right.
You knew that. We're apes, we're not monkeys.
Ah. We'll
I don't
primates.
know. I don't know what the difference is between ape and monkey.
We're a great ape.
Prehensile tails.
We are great ape.
We are great. There are 212 species of ape, and we are the 212th.
Wow.
We're the only hairless one.
I didn't know there was that many of them.
Yes. Well, Desmond Morris says so in The Naked Ape.
Well, I don't know if I'd trust that.
Let's go to line 1. Line 1, you're live on Talk Sport. Who have we here?
You love Jimmy Mallet.
In. Let's go to line 1. Line 1, you're live on Talk... line 2, you're live on Talk Sport. Good evening. Yep. Line 3, you're live on Talk Sport.
Hello.
Hello.
We're by far the greatest team the world's ever seen, and it's Leicester City. Leicester City FC, Villa Club.
Okay, that's reasonable. You get the idea of it. We get through the lunatic fringe. It takes about 5 minutes, and then we eventually begin to move onwards and upwards.
Let's go straight to line 1 and see who's there. Hi, line 1, you're on the Human Zoo.
The Human Zoo of life on the radio, where Tommy and Ash do their thing, you know, like a miracle. But do you know why we call you all of the time? We love you, Tommy. We love you, Ash. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
ChickenTika.net.
Richard Boxall is ready now.
Cool, let's go straight to Tulsa and get the very latest on the US Open from Talk Sports, Richard Boxall.
That was a funny phone call, wasn't it?
They all are, mate.
That was very, very weird.
Line 2, you're on the Human Zoo. Good evening.
You love Bob Bubka.
Hey! It's a hot night tonight. Line 1, you're live on the Human Zoo. Hey there.
Burning up and the lights are blue, and I think we to go. Hippie, 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 and hippie, plantain, Mrs. the dancing queen, hippie, orange 17, dancing queen, me, hippie, holding for me, for you.
Took a while, ABBA. Yeah, very good.
Bye.
Bye.
We'll take some more calls live, unscreened, and at random. We don't know who's going to be next. We don't know what they're going to do or say. I think because we had the quiz from 10 until a little after 11 o'clock, the lunatic fringe are a little bit pent up and frustrated, which is cool. We'll let them let off steam for a wee while longer, and then see how things settle. If you're going to give a performance, let's have it crisp and aggressive. Let's have it clean and clear. We want to hear what you have to say, no matter how much nonsense it is. If you've got audio, that's great. If you've worked on something during the week, cool. But make sure that we can hear it. We want to hear what you're doing.
Line 6, you're on Talk Sports Human Zoo. Good evening.
Hello, Tommy.
Hiya.
This is your number 2 caller.
Okay.
You love Mike Dickens.
Hey, fella. Who's the number 1 there?
08700 40 50 60 is the number. Thanks for the emails there, Ash.
No problem.
Have you been well?
Yeah, I've been alright.
Last week.
No, I've had a haircut though.
I know, I didn't say anything.
Did you not like to say?
Well, I saw you with your haircut because you were actually out on the fire escape when I arrived, just getting the air.
Oh, did you see me before I saw you?
No, I didn't, no, but I guess you were there because you're usually out on the fire escape taking the air.
Yeah.
Lovely warm air.
Yeah. Because most people say, oh, you've had your haircut, and I say, oh, I know I have. And it's obvious.
I always try to, what I do, the first thing that comes into my mind I don't say.
Yeah.
I say the second thing. But it's a nice haircut. Did it cost?
Yeah, £6.
That's very good.
It's good, isn't it?
Very good.
Yeah.
It makes you look slightly executive.
Well, I thought I'd better, look a bit more executive.
I don't want to say this, but it makes you look a little bit like an advertising man. Is that all right?
Well, I don't know, really. You have to conform, don't you? No. I've got a wedding anyway in a month.
Hello. This is Professor Stephen Hawking. Hi to the members of the Tommy Boyds Forum. This is the Human Zoo. Enjoy. Thank you and good night.
Anyway, back to this. Have you heard of a program that used to be on a radio station some years ago called the Human Zoo, which is a very
I have heard about that.
I thought it was terrible.
Well,
and I should know, because I was not only the host, but the creator of this
you weren't, were you?
gigantic, ludicrous...
I've had a lot of abuse levelled against that show.
Oh, I'm at the front of the queue, mate, to hammer this show. Have you come across those ships carrying nuclear waste?
No.
No, you haven't come across them, but you've heard of them.
Not in my recent day-to-day life.
That is what this broadcasting vehicle reminded me of. Sort of dripping, rusting, you know, filthy, lousy, useless, hole below the waterline, dangerous, gigantic things, capable of causing an unbelievable amount of harm and danger everywhere. And this was and that's what this radio program was like. All I did was open the phone lines up, and anybody who wanted to come to air could come to air. Just total access.
Just anyone?
Yeah. For hours. And people loved it. Well, a certain type of person loved it. Young people loved it. So lots of people used to tune in, and I think tried to get through, I should say, to the Human Zoo. And one of the reasons that lots of people tried to get through is because it was simply a credential to go to work or to go to college or whatever on the Monday morning and say, yes, I got through, I did it. It didn't matter what you did, and most of it was rubbish. Really, really bad rubbish. But at the same time, some of it was quite moving and quite interesting and poignant. Occasionally something poignant would happen.
He's planted rice in the paddy fields of Thailand. He's seen the sunrise from the summit of Mount Kilimanjaro. He's meditated within the ancient walls of Machu Picchu. He's got a Renault Turbo Sport and a TVR. He's got a huge bank balance. He could go out with any woman in the country. Arnold Schwarzenegger is a close personal friend of his family. He's been invited to the Prime Minister's house for drinks. He's the closest thing on earth to the angel Gabriel. He's Tommy Boyd.
You can probably imagine how much that information annoys the living daylights out of so many younger men who feel that by the time they've reached my tender age, they won't have achieved as much as I have. It's part of the joy of that information, to be honest with you. 08700 40 50 60. The giggle on the end is the lady we were talking to just before the news. I'm sorry, I missed your name.
Sarah.
Sarah, hi.
The Tommy Boyd radio experiment. It does exactly what it says in the paper.
I smell bacon.
Life's gonna suck when you grow up, when you grow up, when you grow up. Life's gonna suck when you grow up. It sucks pretty bad right now. Life's gonna suck when you grow up, when you grow up, when you grow up. Life's gonna suck when you grow up. It sucks pretty bad right now. Life's gonna suck when you grow up, when you grow up, when you grow up. Life's gonna suck when you grow up, and then you're gonna die.
Tommy Boyd.
Yeah, I didn't say that, but it's true. I mean, tell me it ain't so, Joe, but it is. Life is gonna suck, and then you're gonna die, and, you know, that's just how it is. But we can all shelter from the rain in this little doorway known as phone-in radio. 08700 40 50 60 is the number, and we take calls on a Sunday night unscreened. There's a good case for screening calls. There's a good case for phone operators, researchers, producers talking to callers before they go to air in order to help them shape their views and so on and so forth. And that's great phone-in radio. But you get a distorted view of society because everybody seems to be sane and have a good point that's been missed so far in this debate, well thought out. Well, humanity's not like that. We're sharing the planet with a different spectrum of folk. And we get an opportunity to find out just who they are.
This is the way
on a Sunday night.
The cookie crumbles.
Yes, the cookie crumbles.
In this way.
08700 40 50 60. Ash, just quickly before we take our first few calls unscreened.
Yes. How did I do?
47 out of 100.
So that's 47%. That's grade C.
It's good. Yeah, no. Considering, I would give that a B+ to an A-.
Really?
Oh yes. Well, I mean, you know, random we've got 25.
Yeah.
Okay. No. Less than that because the
I've got to wear a top hat. So I'd look like a scarecrow if I had long hair.
Yeah, you have to watch wedding photos because
Yeah.
no matter what you look like, in 10
20
years' time you
exactly.
look funny.
Yeah.
You know.
So with this hair, you can, and the top out, I won't look funny.
Not so funny.
Line 3, you're live on TalkSport. Good evening.
Hello, Tommy. My name is Professor Stephen Hawking. Science is a search for truth. Yet despite man's best efforts, the universe is still replete with mystery. There is, however, one thing we can be certain of. And that is that you love Timmy Mallet. Oh yes, you do.
Good.
You love Timmy Mallet.
Yeah, that was good. That was very
Tommy
good.
and Timmy, sitting in a tree. Kissing. That's all I have to say except to leave you with this one final piece of wisdom. Remember, we have nothing to fear but fear itself. And in my case, stairs. Thank you and good night.
That's very good. Yeah. I enjoyed that. That's the best one tonight so far, definitely. That one gets the prize, the car, and a holiday in one of those those singles hotels in the Caribbean.
He is funny, that Stephen Hawking.
He's my man. Going back to what we were saying, that was a great call. That was funny. What was that punchline? You have nothing to fear except fear itself. Except in my case, also spears.
No, stairs.
Oh,
stairs.
Stairs.
Yeah.
See, that's funny. I heard spears. I thought that was quite funny.
Oh, that's quite funny.
That's quite funny. In fact, anything
stairs.
could be funny. You know, Stephen Hawking. Good one. That was a really quality comedy. I hope Stephen Hawking's not upset. Don't really care. We'll go to line 2 and say, good morning, you're live on TalkSport. Hello.
I'm going down to Alphabet Street. I'm going down to Alphabet Street.
That's very nice. You've got a fairly good voice. Can you do anything else? Hello? Can you do anything else?